So the 4 things though that we do to make this work is the first one we're already starting to do in our heads is a list. We've got to make a list. I make a new list every single day. Every single day I'm making a new list. Every single day I try to go out and build my list and meet one new person because I'm not from here. So I don't have like families and friends for years on years here. So my job is just to meet people. That's it. That's what I do. People are like, what's your job? I'm like, all I do is network. And they're like, what do you mean? I want to make a lot of money for it. And so making a list is so important. And sometimes we feel like we are out of our list. I don't agree. I don't agree at all. Because what's neat is it's all about timing. And it's funny because Heidi and I started working together. We're friends. We've been friends for a while. We're now our neighbors, which is even more fun, which I love that. But she has a good friend, and Ryan and I had talked to them, but the timing was off. And once Heidi got excited, then Summer jumped in because they were friends too. You see how that works? So sometimes you're going to talk to someone once, and it's not the right time, but you keep talking to people, and guess what happens? Someone else is going to come along, and then the 2 of you will get them. Right. And it works out better because now someone else got to enjoy that benefit too. Right. See what I'm saying? Right. So you want to always be making your list. The second thing we're always wanting to do is invite people. Just invite them. We want to invite them to see what we're doing, invite them to be a customer, invite them to do the business with us. We just want to invite. We want to find out where they are in their timing. And here's what's great. We had our owner come in a couple weeks ago, and Ryan and I invited. I want to say, how many guests did we have personally to that meeting? About 5? No, maybe 9. No, we had 9 guests. Well, over that time period, we've recruited half of them in the team, but there was a few of them that I really want them to do it with me, and timing was a little off. So I just, patience, being friendly when I see them. And it was great. On Thursday, I ran into one of my good friends, and she is so lovely, and I cannot wait till we work together. And she said to me, she goes, June 1st, I'm going to sign up with you. And I was like, oh, we're going to talk about ACN right now. Like, I just didn't even act like that was what I was like, oh, okay, great. She goes, yeah, I've been thinking about it. And I know I've had past experiences, and I just didn't like the way they approached me, but I can't stop thinking it just makes so much sense when you talk about it. And I said, all right, good. But I didn't call them, pressure them, didn't make them feel bad when they didn't sign up on the spot. The idea, guys, is you just want to be the inviter. You're just sharing. Can we all do that? So that's number 2. Then number 3 is we sort them. That's what we do really. Inviting and sorting go together. We're just sorting people for their timing, for where they're at. You know, sometimes people don't have belief in themselves yet, and they don't have the money, and they don't want to trust themselves. Those are all things that are going to come up. But when we have this mindset that we're just inviting and sorting, and we're going to be professional about it, then we're going to get really good results long term, okay? And then the last thing we have to do to get the most success out of all of this is to be where we're at right now, which is training. Because even in the last 45 minutes, we had some aha moments. Even Ryan said something. I was like, oh, I should have said it that way. Next time I will. You know, we hear something and we realize, oh, we can do this better. And so when we come to training, we get better at the business. Right. And yes, this marketplace is untapped, but most of our marketplaces around the world are untapped. And so those of us who are consistent will be able to build teams, and we will have the results we want because it'll be the environment to win. And so whether or not we're online virtual and we're getting our teams online, or whether we're here in person, anytime you're around the environment, you're going to get better. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes. So it's a really strong mindset. So I'm going to just kind of fast forward a few things real quick. Hang on just a sec. What I want to make sure that everyone knows, so I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about this list just for a minute. When we make our list, this is so important. There are people that we know that we are not talking to because we are judging them.
Right. Yeah.
Okay? We are judging them. We're thinking, oh, they're too busy, or they're too rich, or they're too poor, or they're too old, or they're too young. Okay? I'm so glad my brother didn't say that about me, because I would have been older than him. In his mind, I was old. I was 3 years older, but I was old. And I had a job, so I must have had some money, even though I was poor. But he didn't know that, right? Because we were month to month. When you live month to month, that's not wealth, right? Would everyone agree with that, right? And so I'm glad my brother didn't judge me. You know, I'm glad he invited me. Now, he invited me just to be a customer, and then I invited myself to do the business with him. So I was one of those. So is it okay just to talk to someone about the business, about the customers?
Yes.
Absolutely, okay? Absolutely. because you don't know what the timing's going to be. But we need to stop judging people thinking, oh, they don't want to hear it. No, everyone deserves to hear it and make their own decision, okay? And I'll tell you that the way we all work, and I even know from Michelle's team too, is that we're professional. We're just inviting. We're not making anyone feel bad if they don't join a business. Does everyone understand? My Michelle and I had talked to some people, and they did not feel bad when they didn't do the business. We made them feel just fine and dandy. Now, if they didn't become a customer, we might not invite them to the next party, but they don't have to know that, right? Okay? Okay? But what I'm trying to say is no one ever is going to feel bad when you get invited. In fact, when you're invited to someone, does it make you feel good?
Yes.
Yes. And so when we're inviting people, here's a trick that I'm just going to make sure we all know how to do really well, is we identify good things about them. So when you're inviting someone, whether they're going to be a customer, whether they're going to be you want them to look at the business, you want to compliment them, and these are some things that you can look at to get good at complimenting. Business owners like leverage. They've already had success, and they're who we're looking for too. A lot of them don't have any time though, and this can give time back. So business owners are great for that. People who are self-employed do everything themselves, and so they have no time. And if they're sick, they don't get paid. So they're looking for leverage. So these guys already understand leverage. You can compliment them and say, you already understand leverage. Let me teach you about residual income. You don't have leverage. Let's get leverage back. I don't know how it was with Edward Jones, but I know someone else is making the money when you're doing all the work. That's not leverage, right? So you got to leverage money, which is nice. We like to leverage money, but not everyone has that chance. So you can talk to people and say, listen, Megan, who was a teacher, who didn't have any business background, you had wit. You had a work ethic, who was hungry. You had integrity because you did what you said you were going to do, and some personal power because people sometimes did stuff with you. Like if I had a party, everyone came, right? Well, not everyone, but you know, I had good showings because I knew how to invite people. So I took my little whip and said, well, I want to get leverage. I want to own a business, but I've never been a business owner. This is the perfect platform for the brand new person who wants to learn about business ownership without the huge risk. I'm out networking every day, and I meet business owners who have just spent $40,000, $100,000, $200,000, $250,000 to get a franchise or a business that is supposed to give them X amount of money. And I'm going to tell you, to get their return on their investment is going to take them 10 years at least. Years and years and years and years. And they're looking at me like a deer in the headlight because in their mind they're like, this is supposed to be working, but this is hard. And I gave up everything to make this work.
Right.
Okay? And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing because I love our business ownerships out there because those people think right. But in my mind, I think, oh my goodness, I could have coached you on how to be a business owner for only $500.
Right.
So much better. So you can talk to all your friends who are teachers and cops and nurses and everybody who works so hard and say, have you ever wanted to be a business owner? Have you ever wanted to try it? Ask them that question. And if they say yes, say, oh my goodness, I got something for us. And it was so cheap. And yet the potential is so big. Do you see how we can invite people with that kind of an attitude?
Yes.
Yes.
Because again, that's not, and here's what I know. Business owners, you're complimenting them. A lot of times there's ego involved when you're inviting these guys, okay? Versus me, I didn't have any ego. I was hungry. But I was like, my brother's like, will you be my customer? And I'm like, you're going to make money on my phone bill? Hello? No, I need to make money. You're 20-something years old. What do you know about anything? I can do this too, right? So there was no ego for me. I was just like, I'm hungry. Give me some, okay? So again, we have different ways we'll approach people. But my point is we got to put everyone on the list.
Yes.
And then we got to figure out what would make them open to either supporting you and being a customer or looking at a business. And some people do not have the capacity to do either one. So that's what I'm just going to say this. There are going to be people that you love and you think, well, they won't even be my customer. What do you mean? I really need to change my slides to coconuts. I like to be in coconuts. That hard shell. And they don't get it that once they just crack it open, it's so good inside, right? But that's all right. Some of our friends are going to be like oranges. We're going to have to peel the layer a little bit, teach them a little bit more, let them see our success, okay, and our excitement. And then some of them are going to be like me, that I was just an apple. Give me that freaking bite. I'm ready to go, right? I fell on my tree. I'm not quite falling off. I'm ready. And I was on an easy branch. No one had to climb up the tree and go out on the limb to get me. Do you guys see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So if you have to go out on the limb to go get them, they might not be the right time. Okay?
Right.
So just let them be up there getting better. Let them see what they're doing. Be happy for them. But understand that our job is just to spend the most time with people who are ready to talk to us.
Right.
And if someone says, I really want to support you, but my wife won't let me be in charge of the bills, well, that's just their excuse or whatever.
Yeah.
So I have that. Okay, don't care. Okay. I've had every excuse for someone not to be my customer, guys, and it's okay. I still have, I don't know, we have what, 400 something accounts personally between the two of us, at least, maybe more. You guys, there's millions of people who could be your customer. If your best friends say no, that's all right. We'll go talk to someone else, all right? It's cool. So some will, some won't, some won't. So